new crowdfunding platform that probably been out for the last couple months. Um, it's been a it was part of Fundraiser. Fundraiser's been around since 2009. They just split off the comic, illustration, music, movies into its own separate platform called Crowdfundr. Um, you'll notice there are it's a lot of similarities to both Kickstarter and Indiegogo, but there are some things that separate it as well. Um, so here we have the menu on the left hand side. We start off with the story, your basic stuff, your title. You can set up a custom link, um, and then like Indiegogo, you have your story that you can set up, and you've got your menu across the top. You've got your headings, your different text, your insert images. And this is really small, but I do like that they give you this full screen ability so that it makes it a little easier to look at. A little pop out there. You've got your social media, summary, your categories. And if you make any changes, you have to click the save button. We'll go down here to picture and video. You can set up a campaign. You can upload a campaign video, your cover image, a snapshot, your layout. Now this is different than Kickstarter and Indiegogo because you can pick different layouts depending, based on who you think your audience might be. Um, the standard layout is a lot like Indiegogo, and I say it's more like Indiegogo because each tier has an image. And if you don't put an image in there, it uses a default stock image. So um, you'll want definitely put your own images in there. Social storefront lets your backers, um, you know, have like a social media interface. You still have your story at the top, and then your all of your tiers are at the bottom of the page. But there's also a section where your backers can say they're excited about the book. It's nice. It's nice. You've got a simple storefront where it's very similar. Your story and everything is at the top, and then your rewards at the bottom. But if you don't put any story in, it basically makes the all the tiers on the priority, and it looks more like a web store. So if you have an audience that doesn't care about the story or images or anything like, they just want to see the product, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and stick with the standard layout. You can change your background color, funding and deadlines, really same stuff. Goal, currency, your deadline, and your funding type. I went with keep it all. There's a few options that you can pick from, and you do this when you set up your campaign. I did keep it all because I want the money at the time of the pledge. So when the backer makes their pledge, their card is charged. So it doesn't wait until after the 30 days, to hit your goal. You get your money right away. Um, the other thing is, Kickstarter, you have to wait 2 weeks after the campaign. This does away with that. And I'm hoping that it cuts down on people backing out and lowering their amounts. They don't have 30 days to sit there and think about it. Their card is charged immediately, so they're going to understand that and hopefully make a good decision right at the beginning. Um, since I picked the keep it all and I'm getting charged right, or they're getting charged right at the beginning, I'm paying the Stripe fees right up front. You can have contribution amount. I'm letting the contributors enter their own amount. So if somebody wants to tip, you get people that tip. Um, that lets them do that. Let's see. You can change your label, and then the pricing model. How does Crowdfundr get paid? They have three options: simply free, which they ask supporters for a tip. They have a nearly free, which basically encourages supporters to pay a transaction fee. So if they do something where they back a tier that's $50 on their checkout, they'll be told, hey, your transaction cost, the cost of your transaction is X dollars. Say it's $3 or $4, right? Would you like to help your creator out and pay that $3 or $4? 75-80% of the time, they do. So that just saves you some money, um, by your contributor, your backers helping you out. Then the not free, which is the industry standard, 5% plus, the stripe fee. So actually, I'm already paying the stripe fee, so it's just the 5%. So let's go on to the rewards. This is the big section. I like this. It's just to me, it's awesome. The first tip: drag and drop any reward to a new position. How easy is that, right? I mean, look, I can just drag this. I want this reordered. I mean, that just seems like it's so simple, yet no one else can do it. Um, in Kickstarter, everything's grouped by prices, and then what order you type them in. And then the add-on section is uh, based on price and then alphabetic. And it's just, I don't get it. It's just different. It's weird. I like the ability of being able to reorder your own tiers. Seems like a small thing, but it's kind of big. We can go into a tier. I want to show Charms 1, pick a cover. I don't have Charms 1 cover A, Charms 1 cover, cover B, Charms 1 cover C, like I do with Charms 2, right? And there's a reason for that, because I can come in here and edit, same stuff, the name of the reward, the image, tells you the size, product or perk. Perk can be something like a signature, something you don't have to ship. Um, Fixed price, you could do your cost, and then the description of the item that you're shipping, and the SKU. We come up here to variants. This is, they had variants in here. One of the changes that I requested was to be able to have additional pricing on the variants. So this is why I was able to get away with only doing one tier. So I can have the Mare regular trade, $10. That's the base price. The Virgin adds $5 to that base price, so 15. And then you've got the Love It for 10, the Love It Virgin for 15. So I was able to put everything in here instead of doing separate tiers, and so they can pick what they want, which is pretty awesome. So quantity and delivery, you can have them limited. Limited, limit to one per backer. Show stats, delivery date. Ask them for their name and email. We're also going to ask them for their shipping address at the time of pledge as well. So you're getting their email, their name, their shipping address, all at the time of pledge, right? And you're getting paid. There's no need for surveys. You know which variants they want. They're able to back what they want. There's no add-on section. So there's no reason to have to duplicate your main tiers over to the add-on section. It's awesome. No reason to have a survey. No reason to pay a second price for a different survey company like BackerKit. Shipping and fulfillment. This is pretty cool as well. Add-on shipping. So, and this is how you can do your shipping costs if they back more than one tier. So basically, if you enable your add-on shipping, the regular shipping cost for the reward with the highest shipping cost is taken, and then the add-on shipping for each additional reward. So basically, this main tier, single book, $8. Add-on cost $2. So if they back something that was $15 shipping, it's going to take the 15 because it's higher than the 8, and then it'll do the 2 for this one. That's pretty awesome. You don't really have to do an add-on section. You've got multiple units. If you had, if you wanted to, for some reason, say, they wanted to back 3 copies of cover C, and you only wanted to charge them one amount, you could do that. That's not what I want to do, because I want them to be charged $2 per cover, because that's additional weight. You've got your free pickup. If they're local, you can do promo codes for each item, for each tier. So if you have a previous backer, that's what I'm going to do. My previous backers, I'm going to say, hey, here's a promo code for Charms 2. You get 10% off for your order, which I think is pretty awesome to be able to do. If they back book 3, they'll get 15% off. If they back book 4, they'll get 20% off. So just a neat little thing. We're going to go down here and look at this cover. Same type of setup, but we go to variants. Now this is different than the Charms 1. For the Charms 1, because it was done in a previous Kickstarter, I didn't want to offer any foil or metal. But for Charms 2, I want to offer those. So I've got the regular trade dress, the virgin, the foil version, and the metal version, and they each add a different amount. Now, another thing that's awesome about this is that you can copy all. Okay, so you get the copy all, and it copies your tiers, and then you come down to this one, like, okay, you click paste, and it basically puts them in text, right? But when you hit add, it breaks them all out like this into the separate tiers. I mean, it speeds up the process. I mean, there's just so many little things like that just make it nice. I mean, variants with additional pricing. It keeps your tiers clean. Add-on shipping. The ability to collect the shipping information and everything right up front. So that you don't have to do a survey afterwards. The other thing is that if these items, if this was a 1 of 1, this was a 1 of 1, and this was a 1 of 1, they can, when they go to back the campaign and they click on order this product, they get a pop-up that shows all of the tiers, and they can buy 1 of this, 2 of that, 1 of this, 3 of those. So if there's a bunch of 1 of 1 items and they want to get 2 or 3 of them, they can do that. In Kickstarter, they have to they can only back 1 main tier item. So basically, it's kind of a pain. They have to overpledge. Well, if it's a 1 of 1 item and somebody overpledges, hoping to get that one, you can't lock that out. So you have to specify that they can't get more than 1 of 1 from the main tier. It's just, it's kind of a bummer. And if you have something that's limited to 50, then you either have to put 35 in the main tier and 15 in the add-on section if you want people to be able to add them on. It's a nightmare. I mean, this is just a much smoother transaction process. So I'm really hoping this catches on. I'm hoping that backers like the interface. I'm hoping that creators like the interface. And if creators move over, backers will follow. When more backers come, more creators will move over as well. So I'm really hoping that everybody sees what they like and has a good experience with it, and we'll see it grow, because I really think that it has a lot of, they might seem like little things, but just some. You can clone the project. If I go to do Charms 3, I can clone this whole project to Charms 3, then rename it to Charms 3, and then just change the tiers and everything. It's just it just speeds up everything. So I hope you enjoyed what I showed, and if you have any questions, let me know. If I don't know the answer, I'll try to get it for you. Other than that, I'll see you next time.